Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Underdog Reacts, Underdog Reacts, and I watched the movie Superman from 2025. Yes, we're this close on finishing the franchise. Maybe on 99.9% of the franchise. We just have to watch one more movie, Supergirl, and then we're done with the franchise. Then we're finished up with the DC franchise, which I'm very glad with actually. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, we had some good movies, we had some less good movies, but we also had that with Marvel. But then comes the big question: which one has the better franchise, Marvel or DC? Maybe I'll make a separate video for it. Maybe not. Who knows? We'll see. But obviously, it would go then by my opinion. Not objectively. No, it's just from what I find. Which I like more. Do I like Marvel more or do I like DC more? Not that somebody will give a fuck about that, but it's just which one is better, Marvel or DC? By my opinion. And like I said, not that somebody gives a fuck about that, but hey, this whole channel is by movie reviews based on my opinion. So, apparently some people give a fuck. Not that I really give a fuck, but hey, it's just fun to watch movies, and this is a good way to keep track on which movies I have watched and which ones I haven't watched yet. So, and which ones are really good and which ones are just, I just don't want to watch again. But let's just start with Superman. We're on the ground and we see some hills where the sun is rising. Well, we don't see the sun coming up, but we see a light coming up, and basically the sun, but we don't see the sun. Then we also get some information on the screen from 3 decades ago. We get another shot with some hills, and this time it says something about. Oh no, wait! It was 3 centuries ago. Then we have 3 decades ago. Then we get another shot which has 3 years ago. Another shot with 3 weeks ago. Then 3 hours ago. Then 3 minutes ago. Oh, we got text from this happens from. Like I said, every time we got a different shot with a snowy landscape, and after that, Superman just plunged into the ground. But regardless of that, because if you want to know, subscribe and watch the movie yourself. What I was very curious about is where the fuck did Crypto came from? Because I know Superman, I know Crypto, I know Supergirl, I know Superboy, but where the fuck does Crypto come from? The same as Supergirl, where the fuck does she come from? Because in all the movies that we've seen with Superman, it's mostly for, we're gonna send you to Earth. Our son, what is his name? Kal-El, or Kal-El. We're gonna send you to Earth. We don't see a Dark, we don't see a Supergirl there, so we don't see a cousin, something like that. So where the fuck is she? Where the fuck does she come from? Where the fuck does Crypto come from? I don't know. I am very curious about that though. But apparently Crypto is Supergirl's Dark, not Superman's. Well, in this universe. I don't know who Crypto belongs to originally, or if he is for Superman or for Supergirl or for both of them. I have no clue. Also, there's something wrong with his S on his chest. It kind of looks like an S, but it's missing the under part. We see we see that one, but it's missing this part, which now makes it kind of look like a backward 7, in my opinion. Just a small detail, but and I finally got an hey, Alan Tudyk, blah blah blah. I know you. But we finally got an answer for his disguise, because to be honest, it's not a very good disguise. It's just, oh, let's put on a pair of glasses, and then nobody knows who I am. Nobody knows I'm Superman. But it's never, it's never said from, okay, what kind of glasses are these? Because you'd think it's just a normal pair of glasses. No, apparently they're hypno glasses. So if somebody else looks at his face, they don't see Superman. How his face changes a bit. See, that makes a lot more sense, but they never said anything about that in the previous movies that we've watched, I've seen multiple Supermans, We've seen Henry Cavill Superman, we've seen other Superman, we've seen Christopher Reeve Superman, but none of them said anything about hypno glasses. We just see him put on a pair of glasses, that's it. Hypno glasses, that makes a lot more sense, actually. A lot more. Overall, I like it. It was a fun movie. I think I'll give this one a 3.75 or a 4 out of 5. I did enjoy this movie, and apparently there's gonna be a sequel in 2027, so next year, so I can't wait for that one. But also there's gonna be a new Spider-Man coming out, apparently. Which I still also don't have to watch for Marvel, but I still also have to watch the new Scary Movie, the new Scream, other franchise, so we come there when we get there, but overall, this one was not too bad. I am curious what they will do for Supergirl. I'm gonna see if we can watch that one tomorrow and then wrap up the whole DC franchise tomorrow. Otherwise, you'll probably have to wait a bit, maybe a month or something like that, before we can wrap up the DC franchise. And also I'm probably gonna scale back with the amount of movies that we're watching per week. We're currently on 17 movies a week, but I think we're gonna scale that back to 14 movies a week, where I just every day 2 movies instead of on my 3 days watching a third movie too. Just 2 movies. And if I want to watch a third movie, I'm gonna watch a third movie. But for now, I'm keeping it to definitely until we wrap up the James Bond franchise, because it's not really my thing. Although then maybe I'll watch 2 movies then, because I want to watch 2 good movies before watching a shitty one, or not shitty, but one that I care less about. No, we'll see when we get there. Leave likes, recommend a good 2025 movie down below in the comment section. Subscribe to your channel. Check out my second channel, Underdog Eats, where food drinks every week. Want dat nou also zo komen voor channel like Reacts, we do primarily music. Link down below in the description. See you guys next time. Bye.